Teresa Agovino, experta en turismo, Barometer Mundial de Turismo en UNWTO. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
So my first question would be, for you, what is the ideal model of a sustainable island?
So actually it's not easy to reply because every single island has its own characteristic and also own peculiarities. So I would say that every single island can develop sustainable tourism in a different way. But if we consider the island as, I would say, an open-air laboratory with really physical and defined broader, and of course, defining it like a closed space, we can think as a space where we can test different kind of strategies and fine-tune the one that really suit that place. So for sure, when it comes to sustainable tourism, we should consider the environmental part of sustainability, but at the same time also the social and the economic part. Otherwise, if we just consider the environmental part of sustainability, we might lose the indigenous knowledge and also the cultural and the heritage that belongs to that place. So when I think about sustainable tourism in general, not just for Ireland, I always think about a process that comes from the bottom. So like a bottom-up approach and not a top-down approach where the community is actually involved in the entire process since the beginning and participate in the different phases of the strategy itself. So sustainability for me is that create a nice connection and a deep connection between tourists, land, and also community, so they can all together participate and play in the same space, so they can have the same playground. Otherwise, if we just consider the tourist part or the community part, we are not taking into account the interaction that is important when it comes to sustainability. But as I told you at the beginning, every island has a different approach, has a different peculiarities. So what is really important when it comes to sustainability is defining the right KPIs, the right indicators, which means that we should adapt the main and the global KPIs, so the main key performance indicators that we usually, consider in tourism. We should integrate and we should decline considering the right place and also the specificity of the island itself. So the most important part, I think, is defining the KPIs. Once KPIs are defined, all the technologies, all the measures are part of the same process. But if we consider the wrong KPIs, means that we will address the wrong challenge and the wrong, I would say, issue, and those won't benefit neither the community or tourists itself. So it's a really, I would say, complex process that should integrate different stakeholders and different ecosystem, considering the peculiarity of the place itself. Just to give you an example of a sustainable island that can be, I would say, a nice benchmark. We can talk about Salina, for example, in the Aeolian archipelago in Italy itself. And Salina, I would say 15, 20 years ago, something like that, declared its own limitation, like water scarcity, a small community, and also the fragile, I would say, the fragile ecosystem. But at the same time, they also declare their desire to create a new model, a new strategy. So starting from that point, they implemented different kind of measure, like renewable energy or waste to energy technologies, or other kind of technology like desalinization that help them to face different kind of issue in this ecological crisis. But at the same time, they also also develop community-based experience, like the Malvasia wine experience is one of those I would say a moment that tourists can have directly with the community. So the winemakers, for example. So you as a tourist can go there and can directly have a conversation with the people that produce your wine, the one that you are tasting. So your money can be there, can be in that place, and can be received by the people who are really, who are really taking care of the land and the grapes in this case. So that's the integration of those kind of strategies made Salina, I would say, one of the most interesting case when it comes to sustainable tourism.
Amazing story.
Indeed.
So, because your background really catch my attention. So, before to be the expert you are right now, could you share with us something about your experiences in indigenous communities?
Yeah, for sure. So actually, I started as an environmental engineer. So by profession, I'm from that scientific background, and my really first experience was in Tanzania, working on water and potabilization of water. And I spent, I think, 3 or 4 months with them in this remote village. And while I was there, I realized the negative impact that tourism generates. And I realized the amount of plastic that were not, used, but just burned by local community. I also saw how they treat beaches and all the places along the shore. So all those things made me reflect on the idea of tourism, because I used to be like a normal tourist as everyone else. And then I realized, okay, but is there a way to just transform tourism into something that can generate a positive impact? So I started working with the United Nations, and I tried to dip a little bit the sustainability when it comes to tourism, and I realized there is a big topic, which is sustainable tourism and also regenerative tourism. So from that moment, all the projects that I have been run, especially in the global south, so South America, Africa, and South Asia, have been like a mix between environmental engineer and sustainable tourism. And one of those brought me actually in the Amazon forest in South America. With an indigenous community, which is the community of Waorani, as the one of the last conducted indigenous population. And it was incredibly nice because I learned a lot from them. They were incredible when it comes to sustainable, the thing that we call sustainable agriculture is their normal way of
living.
Of living, exactly. The thing that we call like fishing or sustainable fishing technique is their way of fishing. So it was so nice to live with them and to learn from them and to understand that actually sustainability is about taking care of land, nothing more.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, honestly, it's really, not everyone has this kind of experiences. You are really, really fortunate. So
I'm so glad, yes, I had this.
And what about this initiative, the Sun&Blue initiative, this Congress? What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, first of all, I have to say that I'm really glad I was back to Almeria, because I lived here 7 years ago.
Really?
Working at the Plataforma Solar de Almería en el desierto de Tabernas. It was an amazing experience. So I'm really glad I had this opportunity, actually, thanks to the Congress. And it's my first time, of course, at this Congress. And I was positively impressed by the high level and high quality of every single panel, every single speaker, and also the idea to have all together for 3 days, which is not a short period when it comes to this kind kind of congress, I thought it was like a brilliant approach. I love the organization, and also the I would say the attention to details, because when it comes to sustainability, I think it's just about details. The idea of involving different organizations, different NGOs, the idea of consider different stakeholders and putting them at the same table, I think it was really, I mean, I would say mind-blowing as a moment. And of course, I had the possibility to meet a lot of colleagues, to know and to meet new people. So actually, it was has been a really nice experience in this amazing place. I love Cabo de Gata, and yeah, so nice.
Nice, Teresa. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, hope you have very luck in your future and the project you will participate in. Thank you very much.
Would love. Thank you so much.